guess this will be video 258. I tried doing 257. I actually did it twice, and I couldn't get the processing to finish. So I don't know if YouTube's got a problem or where the problem lies. Maybe they didn't like the message. But anyway, if I can upload 257 in the morning, this will be 258. And I've been thinking about the, these refuge camps that I'm making now, this 24-acre one, and we know that trouble's not going to stop, even if COVID-1 has been in the process of being lifted. We know the worst one is coming. It's going to be by divine appointment, so we need to be ready. But the long term is that nothing's going to stop the New World Order from achieving their agenda, as far as, because Terry Bennett, he saw that by 2021 that we would enter into the third set of sevens, where this one world religion would come forth, right? So we know prophecies unfolding for the man of sin to come forth and the temple to be rebuilt. All of this, and has to happen. The war in Psalms 83 war has to happen, because those nations who come against Israel and will be judged, right? Because God's going to use Israel, Jerusalem, as a stumbling stone to see who's going to be attacker. Then he's going to pour out his vengeance upon the wicked. So we need to keep our focus on, still on getting away from the places of judgment, because judgment's coming. I believe we're right on the edge of the fourth seal, with the four seals in the process of being opened, and we're going to see a large part of the world's population die off before the opening of the fifth seal. So we need to establish these places of refuge. I'm still working on these plans and kind of taking my time this time, but it's this time around it's a very simple format. I've drawn up hundreds of designs over the years, and time's coming, people, that shortly there's going to be a quake on the west coast. It's not going to be the one that the Lord showed me in the 7 open visions. It could be a 9.2. With the one that the Lord showed me, there weren't no survivors, right? Weren't none. But I did see a convoy of vehicles that was 50 miles long. There was approximately between 40 to 50,000 people that were ready at the last minute. And this is what I really like to get into. That's not going to be stopped. That was written in stone. Some visions can be stopped. In the vision whether it can be stopped or can't be stopped by prayer. But when the Lord sent me, when I was in the States, when the Lord sent me by the word of the Lord to Victoria, back up to my own country, my heart was sad, and I know that I was being sent there to bring destruction. And been weighing on me for a lot of years. And the Lord takes you out in the spirit in an open vision like that, where time itself stands still, or past, present, and future all becomes one timeline. It's like you're aware of all three timelines. There's no way that your own imagination can do something like that. And all the signs that the Lord gave me in the vision, every single one of them are in the process of ripening. I saw the Canadian economy was at 600% hyperinflation. Cash was still around. We know we're very close to going to a digital currency with this reset. Very close in that one. I saw the great fear on the faces of the people. And I know that tells me right there something's about to break that's going to break. the people, well, there's going to be a great fear on the faces of the people. Time-wise, in the visions I saw the sun rising up in the west, standing in Port Angeles there looking west. I knew by the Spirit it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I saw the sun beginning to rise up. Back in 1988, I didn't know about the pole shift, or Nibiru, right? We know that there's going to be an asteroid that's going to hit Puerto Rico. That's going to slow and stop the rotation of the Earth. There's a number of people have seen that. 3 days of darkness come out of that. Well, the 3 days of darkness precede the destruction of the West Coast. I think so. Could it come next year, next spring, next April? The signs seem to indicate and say yes. Maybe we'll be given the next year's grace. That's why we can't stop preparing. Don't let your guard down. Right? Don't let your guard down. We need to press into the holy place. Learn to walk in heavenly places. Those that let their guard down might fail the test. Right? Don't let the guard down. Don't let your guard down. You know, this is a tactic that's used in war, right? The enemy surrounds you. Just like in Jerusalem. Sieged them for years. Built a siege around them. What would happen if the enemies backed off for a day? Saying, well, you know, if they said, well, this was just a practice run. Now, Israel would have gone outside, right? They wouldn't have been kept prisoner. So don't let your guard down. Something's up. In my spirit, it says, keep your guard up. Don't get caught off guard, right? So we know that the judgments of Revelations are not going to be stopped. Nothing can stop or withhold the judgments coming upon America and upon the world. And we do need to build these safe places. And you out there that are not part of the deep state, you need to hear this. You need to take your finances and put it into building places of refuge, because the cities of the nation, the cities of America will fall. No man can stop it. Now, if I had a chunk of land and all that, I'd be making a refuge on it pretty fast. I just got a little home here. 2 years ago, I was homeless, living out of my van. And the Lord's blessed me with this place here. Put a lot of time working the land, and we're just in the process of finishing up now. Well, if I had a chunk of land and the people and all that, you know, I'd be pumping out these cabin systems, and they will be needed when the Exodus comes. And like the Lord showed me 10,000 vehicles, 50 miles long between, that'd be around 4 or 5 people per car, plus 250 transport trucks fully loaded with provisions. I knew that they had their own survival with them. And in my left hand, when I was standing on the highway when the angel of the Lord appeared, when Gabriel appeared, I had this large white tube that I was holding in my left hand. The plans were complete. I'm working on the plans now. So you do the math. Okay, going to leave it here. Just going to see if by circumstance whether this video is going to get uploaded or not. This is Don Taylor, Joshua, coming to you from my little place here in Boston Bar, British Columbia.